Hello. Good way to start off. No hand to my throat. God doesn't want me to. The devil or God doesn't want me to say what I'm going to say. Was, there was nothing wrong with my throat 10 minutes ago. So, and what I wanted to say was, you know, I just watched Bill Maher. I watched Overtime Bill Maher. It's on YouTube. And Chris Cuomo said they were talking about banning cell phones from schools. And Chris Cuomo said he hadn't gotten a cell phone since he was, or didn't want to give his kids a cell phone until they turned 55. Well, in reality, I hadn't gotten a smartphone, until I was at least 50. Prior to that, cell phones existed, but smartphones were expensive, and I couldn't afford one. Uh, and apps, they were kind of archaic, mundane. They really didn't have much on them. I mean, your TV apps were just reruns, and a lot of them were free, but the free stuff it was always that you could do this much with free, and like YouTube, you can do so much with YouTube for free, but you have to buy the premium package if you want more, or you want to not be constantly harassed by commercials. So, and it was the evolution of the smartphone from the cell phone to the smartphone. I mean, it started out with just a cell phone, and then you could only make a call. I mean, it was just like having your home phone on your wall, but you could be in your car instead of at home. And then people even back then had car phones. They had call me in my car. And they had a special phone number just for your car, and people would call you in your car, and that was great for driving. Talk about driving on your phone. And it was actually like a phone on the wall or a phone on your desk with a wire, and it was connected to the car, and you couldn't take it outside the car and stuff like that. So I'm just talking to people that are young and don't understand the evolution. But of course that's all gone. You know, You'd be hard pressed to find a car with a phone in it that still worked. So I don't think it would work. The technology is outdated, so I don't think that car phone would work. But just like your old cell phone doesn't work anymore either. Uh, but you know, I feel very happy that I didn't get a smartphone until my 50s. Uh, I had a computer, and I had a lot of the availability of you know Microsoft. I wasn't really into Apple in the beginning because it was too expensive and more expensive, and that's why most people went to Windows. It was cheaper. It was more popular. And you could talk to you could relate to each other more in that sense. Where Apple was Apple World, and if you didn't have an Apple, you couldn't talk to another phone unless it was an Apple, or you couldn't send files, or if it was written on an Apple, you couldn't open it on a Windows. There was all that involved too. So that's for propagation of Windows, which when Bill Gates stole it from Jobs, that's what he did. You know, and it's not a bad thing. I feel bad for kids that are young and growing up with a phone, and and growing up with YouTube. And I mean, not everything on YouTube is bad. There's a lot of tons of educational stuff on YouTube, and I think a kid could turn that into a gold mine. If he used it right, and uh, actually learned what they're trying to teach, and had discernment and can tell what's not good and what's bad. Uh, you know, off the top of my head. Uh, Khan Academy, Khan. A guy his name was Khan, and he created an Khan Academy, which was basically free videos on YouTube. And he went through step by step algebra, calculus, basic math, all math. And he branched out into economics, he branched out into other statistics and other math related things. And I don't know if they went into English or anything like that, but it started with him trying to teach his nephew math. And he made a video and sent it to his nephew. And he was an engineer of some kind, so he knew math. And he made a video on how to do calculus or how to do algebra or trigonometry and sent it to his nephew and taught his nephew math with the videos. Yeah, don't want me talking about it. And I don't know if he didn't live in proximity to the nephew, so he had to send it through that way. But he uploaded them on YouTube, and they got a lot of they got a lot of attention. I actually went through the math programs that he had out there. I took them. I don't really remember any of it, and that's the problem. When you don't do it, you don't remember it. But it was very. I when I found out about it and I had done it, I recommended it to anybody I knew that had a child, or even if you didn't have a child. I told everybody about it. Go on to Khan Economy and download Khan Economy and do the videos, and it's remarkable. And he had a very clear, concise way of teaching that you could understand. And he did it with a board and a pen and gave you examples and all that. I think he even gave you homework. I didn't do the homework, but stuff like that. And the nemesis, the one thing that killed Khan Economy was Bill Gates gave him like $12 or $15 million towards what he was doing. And that was the end of Khan Economy. And it was ended. It's probably out there in some way, but they tried to monetize it. I guess they had to pay back the investment. Thanks a lot. And it was free. It was totally free. You just went to YouTube, put Khan in there, and all these videos would pop up, and it was it. But they took all that away, and they tried to wrap it into a Khan Economy package and charge you to join Khan Economy, and it went out of business. I think it's went out of business. I haven't gone to. Once they started trying to charge you for it, I gave up. But I think Bill Gates gave it the money to kill it, because it was helping a lot of people, and that's not what he wants to do. He don't want to help people. He's a thief, and thieves don't like smart people. Because smart people figure out thieves. And the more smart people you have, the harder it is for a thief to function. The con, to throw in the con, and Khan Economy. Ironic. But, it's just, when you have something good that really teaches people, they shut it down. They shut it down. If you had a free university, they would shut it down. So, don't think people are out to help people and out to benefit people. It's like the same story with the Mexicans or the South American people. They come here and they want to close the door behind them so that nobody from their country can come into this country and make their life harder. They don't want more competition. And that's what Bill Gates didn't want. He didn't want more competition. And having young kids at that age learn math and really learn math, because I took math in school and never was taught it the way he taught it, and I thought it was groundbreaking, and it was taken away because they don't want They don't want you to learn. When you go to school, I mean, there's so many kids graduate from high school and they can't even read their diploma. They don't even know how to read the diploma. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. And that's what we have. You know, and I just read on YouTube just the headline of the video. You know, it says ex Google recruiter says lie to get a job. You know, if you lie, you'll get hired. Something along those lines, and she's not wrong. You know, and they know you're lying. Don't think you're getting away with it. That's not what she's saying. They know you're lying, and they hire you. Why? Because they know you're a liar, and that's what they want. They want somebody to lie to keep the job, and lie to do the job. So if you lie to get the job, you know, it shows you have no moral, you have no integrity. And they don't want people with morals and integrity, because those are the people that become whistleblowers and stuff like that. So if you lie to get the job, you're in like Glenn, you know. I mean, the CEO is the biggest liar in the company, you know, and that's how we got there. So, you know, look at Musk. He's the biggest liar in the world, and he's CEO of all those companies. So, you know, he lied about the Cybertruck and the bulletproof glass, and threw a brick through it, and it broke the glass, which it wasn't supposed to. So that was all a big lie. It was all a big stage that went horribly bad for Elon Musk. You know, and you know, like I've always said, just try to live an honest life. You know, if you have to lie to get a job, believe me, they're gonna make you lie to keep it, and they're gonna make you do things you don't want to do. But you know, there is a side that if you're a liar and you're a crook, you don't mind doing those things. You know, you don't want to do the time when you get caught, but you'll still do them for the chance of making some money or getting a higher position or whatever your motivation is. But, you know, if you have integrity, you have morals, don't compromise that for a job or for money or for a girlfriend or for any reason whatsoever. You know, and that's why people don't like me, because they can't buy me. You can't buy me. I got no money. I don't want money. Money would ruin my life. You know, so how can you buy me? You know, I don't know. It's a very hard question to answer. But I don't even have an answer for you. You know, I don't have any kids, so you can't tell me if you don't do this, you're going to hurt your kids. I don't have a wife, so you can't hurt my wife. You know, there's no way to get to me. They put me in jail. They put me in a psych ward. Didn't work. So, you know, they put charges on me. I beat them every time. I had about 20 misdemeanor charges against me at different times, for different reasons, and I beat them all. I beat them all. I went to trial and lost, and beat it on appeal. So right now I'm like Teflon Don when it comes to court. You know, and they'll try again. They won't give up, because that's what they do. They're the rat that knows how to get the pellet. And they keep trying to get the pellet out of me, and I don't give them a pellet. You know, and they keep trying. And they keep hitting that button, you know, pellet, pellet, pellet. There is no pellet. So eventually the rat will learn. And that's what they are. They're rats. You know, they're scum of the earth. And they don't like me because I'm not a rat. They don't like me because I point out certain things. You know, and that's them. They're stupid. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hurt them. They want to hurt me. I don't want to hurt them. You know, God does that. If God wants to hurt them, then God's going to do that. And there's nothing I can do to stop him. And there's really nothing I can do to make him hurt you if he doesn't want to. So if you put yourself in a position where you're going to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. And it is what it is. Don't do it. That's what I'm telling you. Sometimes you don't compromise your morals. Don't compromise your integrity. But then, at the same time, don't attack people that do. That's the problem. I might not say favorable things about MAGA people or Trump people, or certain people in general, but I do have to point out their shortcomings. I'm not trying to punish them. I really am not trying to embarrass them, even though I do, but it's not my goal. My goal is to educate them. A lot of people don't know they're stupid until someone tells them. Oh yeah, I guess so. It's like a light goes off. A blind guy doesn't know he's blind until someone tells him he's blind. He's born with blindness. He doesn't know he's blind. He never saw in his life. How does he know he's blind? Somebody had to go up to him and say, "You're blind." I'm like, "Oh, okay," and they accepted it. And they lived their whole life thinking they're blind. And like they say, Jesus taught the blind to see, or helped the blind see. He did a miracle cure a blind man. A blind man went from tapping a cane to being able to see, and that's not what he did. Jesus taught the blind, which is you, watching this video. You're blind. And, I'm Jesus. And the first Jesus taught people to see. Teach a man to fish, or give a man a fish. What do you want to do? And he taught the people that were blind to what was going on around them, the taxation, the manipulation. This is all that I'm doing. I'm trying to teach you to see. That's all. I'm not telling you how to see or what to see. I'm just teaching you to see. You go on and later on determine how you want to see it. Some people are going to watch this video and hate my guts, and some people are going to love me. And I don't care either way. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is to help you see, like a lot of us didn't get a cell phone until we're 50, or 40, and we can't imagine what it's like to have a cell phone at 5, and it's amazing when you see a 5-year-old with a cell phone, how they just go through all the buttons, they go through all the things, and you're like, how do you do that? Like, I can't even do that, and it's like it comes natural to them, and it does. So they're not caught up with, I used to do it this way, now how do I do it? They only know doing it that way. That's the only way they know. And that's a problem. It's like doing math with a calculator. If you only know how to do math with a calculator, what happens when you take away the calculator? They can't do math. So it's no different. And that's making you see. You were blind to that, now you see. And that is the problem. I have a way, I have a superpower of being able to see things that a lot of people don't see. And I use this YouTube to express it, to show it, to teach it, to use it for good. And that's all I want to do. I want to use it for good.